In these problems, we're solving for values in proportions. And you may have seen proportions before. Just as a refresher, a proportion is two ratios, or two fractions, set equal to each other. And it's a really useful thing in math because what it says is that the relationship between k and 5 is the same as the relationship between 5 and 125. So there are a lot of word problems you can use proportions to solve. But once you've got a proportion set up, how do you solve for the missing variable? Well, that's what I'm going to show you here today. What we do, I think the easiest way to do this is to cross multiply. So we'll multiply 5 times 5 and get 25, and we'll set that equal to 125 times k. Now we can solve for k simply by dividing by 125, and we get k equals 1/5. Let's try this next one. So cross multiply. E times 24, that's 24e. 2 times 6 is 12. Solve for e by dividing by 24, and we get e equals 1/2. All right, one more here. This one's just slightly more complicated. So we've got 4 equals 7 over x plus 8, and we're used to having two fractions, two ratios in a proportion, but you can think of 4 as 4 over 1. So when you cross multiply, you'd get 1 times 7. And over here, we have to treat this as a quantity. So it's 4 times that whole quantity. So you're going to distribute the 4 across that. So it's 4 times x, that's 4x, and 4 times 8, that's plus 32. Now we'll solve for x here. We'll subtract 32 to get the x term alone. And then we'll divide by 4. And we have x equals negative 25 fourths. And let's see, that would be negative 6 1/4. So that's a little bit of work on solving proportions.